Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Great to have you here. So I recently switched from Windows to a MacBook and I've been having a hard time copying over all of my files because there's so many files onto my MacBook. So I decided to try out some of the most popular shelf apps that can help me do this faster. So if you've ever gotten frustrated copying multiple files to multiple locations, this is the video for you. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out which app I recommend. I'll be reviewing 3 apps today: Yoink, Dropzone 4, and Dropover. So let's get to it. So for Dropzone 4, it's about $35 for the Pro version. For Dropover, it's $6.99, and for Yoink, it's $11.99. I'll be reviewing the Pro versions of these 3 apps on here so you can see the full version and decide if you want to pay for it. So let's get started with Yoink. Yoink on the App Store. It has a 4.8 score from 458 ratings, so pretty good app. It's about 20 megabytes, so relatively small. We can see the last time it was updated, so about 2 weeks ago. So this tells us that there shouldn't be a lot of bugs in the app. And for app privacy, A+. No data is being collected from the app. That's awesome. After you download it, it'll appear in your menu bar with this icon. You click on it and you get a few options. So you can decide where you want the window position to be. I kind of like to leave all of this as default, and then as I go on, if something comes up that I don't like, then I come in and change it. So let's drop this image over here. Perfect. Let's open Unsplash and drag a couple, pick a few of them, drag that in here. And so this creates multiple stacks and it adjusts automatically. So this is great. Let's now go to where we want to put this, destination A. So if we drag all 7 files while holding Option, we can just copy it and not move the files from where we copy them from. If anybody knows how to make this not show up on top of each other, please let me know in the comments. So what I usually do is go to Show As List, and then we can see all of our files here. I can close this, and this remains as long as I don't empty the shelf. I can come back later, and if I look at my source A and B, I can still find all of my files here. So this is great. So this just copied it. And if I decide to go to my destination, all of my files are here. Check it as a list. And holding our Option, let me drag this into here. Perfect. So once I'm done, I can click this button here. It's an empty shelf, or clear all items. It closes all the items. But before we do that, let's see what options we get from this cogwheel. So we can also directly change it from here: the window position, the window size, if you want to bring back last removed files, and preferences, and if you want to add your clipboard contents to Yoink. So that's about it. Pretty simple. I like the UI, but I'm not really a fan of putting it at the edge. I would like to have it floating around. So let me know what you guys think about Yoink. Then let's check out Dropover. So you go to the App Store, you search for Dropover, and this is what you get. First thing you see is it has a 4.9 score from almost 1,000 ratings. I think this is probably the best rating I've ever seen on any app. And it's about 32 megabytes, so a bit bigger than Yoink, but still relatively small. The last time it was updated was a month ago, so this shows that it's still being actively worked on and there shouldn't be a lot of bugs in the app. We can go down to the privacy settings. So some information is collected, usage data, but it's not linked to us, so this is still pretty good. No worries on here. Let's just go into the app and play around with it. So you activate the shelf by shaking items that are selected. I kind of like to leave it at a high sensitivity, and if you just want to hold Shift key to activate on drag, you can do that as well. The rest of this I just leave it as is. Advanced, I don't really mess with things on here unless something is not the way I like it. Let's drag some stuff and see how it works. So If I select this and I drag this over, nothing happens. So I have to kind of wiggle my mouse a little bit and then it comes up. So I can decide if I want an instant action for this. I can drag this towards the bottom and then I see this pop up. So I can send it as an email, airdrop it, send it in a message, or put it in a Dropover link. If I don't want any of this, I can just move over and drag it in there. Awesome. And the good thing about this is a floating window, so I don't have to drag whatever I want all the way to the edge like Yoink. I can just put it right here, right? And I can move this even closer. So I pick this and just drag it right in. Very easy. Now, another thing you can do with Dropover is I can just drag this and shake it again and another shelf appears. So now I have two shelves and I can even rename them, right? So if I come up on here and I go to shelf settings, I can change the name to, let's call this Unsplash, right? Awesome. So now I have Unsplash and I can call this whatever I want. So I can keep track of what I need to move from one location to the other. If I click on it, I get to see a preview of what I have as well as the total size. And now let's move this out of the way and move it to a location and see what we get. So we can move this to destination A. If I hold down the Option key, this would just copy it in here. And let's replace it. And here we go. So if I go to destination B, I can also copy this on here. Awesome. And it still remains on here. So if I need to copy this to multiple locations, I can do that. So that is a quick overview of Dropover. Now let's see Dropzone. Dropzone is probably my least favorite of these shelf apps, and let's see why. So first we can go to the App Store and immediately we see it's a 3.2 with only 25 ratings. So that kind of gives you an inkling that it's probably something that people don't like about the app. It's 52 megabytes, the largest of the three, but still relatively small. The last time it was updated was 4 months ago, so not as active as the other two. And there's a few more data that's been collected. So contact info is being leaked to us and a few data not linked to us. So in terms of privacy, more like a B minus. Dropzone 4 right now costs $35. But if you're coming from Dropzone 3, you get a 30% discount. And what if Dropzone 5 comes out and it blows everything out of the water? So now you have to buy Dropzone 5. So just for that reason, I'm not really a big fan of it. It does a bit more than a shelf app. There's a few other things that are included in it. But in my opinion, is it worth it? Let's play with it and find out what we can. I'm going to open my Finder here. And the moment I start dragging an item, the icon pops up all the way at the menu bar. So I have to drag it all the way on there and release. And immediately I release, it disappears. So unlike the other two that stay persistent to let you know you've dragged something into the shelf, Dropover kind of stays out of the way. I don't know if I like that. So let's go over here and see if we can change that in the settings. So in general, we have grid size. This just makes it bigger and smaller. And then you can toggle the grid by F3. Not really a fan of having to toggle the grid on and off. I would just like it to just remain open when I have something in there. Started at login, animate, show key overlays. So there's nothing about making it stay persistent. There's a few add-on actions that you can install. So it's a bit more than a shelf app. So if you go on install add-on, here you can kind of see the things that you can add on, but this is only available in the Pro version. Once again, I'll leave a link to the website in the description so you guys can have a look for yourself. All right, so it looks very minimal compared to the other two in terms of settings and preferences. So let's drag a few things on here and see how it works. and it's gone again. Okay, let's open that up. So we can kind of see it puts it in different stacks. So if we take this and let's say we do a quick look. So we can kind of go through. Can we go through? No, we cannot. Okay, that sucks. So if I select all 7 items, right, so it just opens it all up in a stacked preview. I don't know, what are you guys thinking? Yes, no? For me, not really a fan. Now let's actually paste what we copied. So let's go here, destination A. We go back up, open this up, and then all the options, drag it out, make this as a list, and we have all the items we copied on here. So if we go back on here, it's still there because we held options. What we did was a copy and not a move. And we can confirm that by going back onto Unsplash, and we still have all of our images on here. So that's the Dropzone 4 user interface. What do you guys think? Yes, no, maybe? Personally, I'm a fan of Dropover, the one where you have to shake to activate it and you can move the shelf anywhere. That's a floating window. I'm a fan of that. That would be my pick. Again, it's even the cheapest. I think it comes in at $6.99. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any of this? If you don't, would you consider buying it? Oh, I should also mention, once your trial of Dropover expires, you can continue using the free version, but you won't be able to create multiple shelves. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Ooh.